Welcome back to Itali-Echo. This is your host, Viviana Dragani, and today I have a great guest with me. His name is SolAce. He graduated with 186 songs under his belt, talent show success with his original material, and an appearance as a Super Bowl halftime show dancer. So he's a great performer, and also his songs appeared in multiple independent movie soundtracks. It's great to have you today, SolAce.
Well, thank you so much for having me here, Viviana. It's quite an honor.
Thank you. So, first of all, how would you describe your songwriting process?
Wow, it always occurs in different ways, but the first and greatest type is, I would say, the way of inspiration. That's when you're kind of walking down the street, you hear this beautiful melody, and it's like, oh, it comes down from the heavens or something, and then you've got to run home, get on the piano, get on the guitar or whatever, and start to create a song. But for the most part, it doesn't happen so magically in that respect. Usually for me, it's the process of, deciding I want to do this. I want to create something really special. I'll give myself a challenge, a type of song that I'm feeling. And then it starts, usually for me, it starts with the music. And so I'll sit in front of my piano because I'm mainly a pianist. And I'll just kind of vibe out, play things for a while. And usually during that time, really special chords come to me. And that I'll record first as kind
Mhm.
of like a foundation. And then if it feels good, I'll lay a chorus vocally over it. And then I'll build the verses and then the bridge after that. That's typically how it works.
Okay, thank you. So
Yeah.
first, the chords and the melody, and then the lyrics.
Yeah. And then
Okay,
oh yeah, then lastly, right, of course, all the lyrics, yeah.
all right. So what motivates and inspires you as a songwriter?
Wow. Obviously, things that transpire. I had a song that I released recently called If We Had Love. And it was just, looking out into the world and seeing all that was happening, all of the protests that were transpiring. And, so I was very motivated. I don't always write songs like that, but at that point, I thought, you know what, it's good to touch on things that I see are affecting the world, affecting the nation, affecting my people, our people in general. And so in that time, it was, I would say, what was happening socially. But for the most part, I'm what I'd call, and what other people have called, an empathic writer. And what I mean by that is I try to channel emotion. So I'm really motivated by stories, by people, what they're going through. And so many times the songs I write, people are like, wow, when did you go through that? And it's not always about me. Many times it's something that someone else is going through, someone that I love, someone that I care for, someone that I just talked to at the bus stop. And I thought that could be a good song. And
Mhm.
so I try to draw motivation from many different realms and things that are going on in my life.
Terrific. And what is next for you at this stage within your career?
Oh, well, you know what? It's for me, this is kind of a reinvigoration of my career. I don't know if you realize that, but I took a bit of a hiatus from music for a while, to actually do pursue some scientific things. And I'm not saying I'm not still doing that, but I was really focusing on that 100%. And so right now, I'm back, so to speak. I've released three singles, and what's coming up next is some really exciting things, like dealing with, having radio interviews with you. I've got a radio interview that's set up, for next week with a Hot Atlanta station, a couple different things that are going on. I'll also be hoping to perform a bit this summer. But what's most important is that, I'm on what's, I guess, the promotional track for the current song, Better Man for You. So releasing videos. I'm working on, in about a month and a half, I'll be releasing another song that I'm really, really excited about. And so we still have to make the music video for it. And, so we're in pre-production right now. But, that's, anyway, a lot is transpiring right now, but mainly during this time, I just released something. You have to really kind of get out there, promote yourself, and I'm doing a lot on social media. So, I'm really every day you'll see me active on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm all over the place, Facebook, YouTube. And so really, we're just making videos and footage daily and having a lot of fun.
Great. And do you do anything else apart from songwriting and singing and dancing?
Well, you nailed most of the things that I do. Well, I'm also, as we touched on before, I think sometimes people are just vocalists, but I'm also a producer as well. So I produce or co-produce all of the tracks, that I work on. That's one of my passions, one of my joys. But I'm also, heavily into, to working out and also, I'm also a scientist as well too. So when I'm not, people, a lot of times artists will call being in the studio being in the lab. Well, when I'm not in the studio lab, I'm in a real lab. So I'm a,
Wow.
I'm a, I'm a chemist actually. I went to college and
Oh, so
yeah,
you
worked in chemistry.
graduated in chemistry?
I did. Yeah, that was my major.
Wow.
Was a chemistry major with minors in mathematics and biology. Music was just something I did because I loved it. I started as a kid, 6 years old, playing piano. I had a wonderful piano teacher. Shout out to Mrs. Siegel, who inspired me all my life and said, "You are destined to be a musician. You're gonna try to run away from it, but I know you're gonna be a musician as your career." So, but still, I took the pragmatic approach. My parents are like, "You got to go to school, you got to get your education." And so I said, "Definitely, I'm going to do that." So, went. And so basically that pays the bills. But music is my passion, music is my joy.
Of course. Amazing. That's amazing. What is
Thank
your favorite aspect of the entertainment industry?
Wow. There's so many aspects that a lot of people don't even realize the entertainment industry, but I'm a purist at heart when it comes down to it. And so my favorite part is recording. I
Hmm.
mean, I do enjoy performing as well for an audience, but I feel as though there's almost nothing as therapeutic and as joyful as being in the studio, being in your element, creating something that's just magical and that's spiritual and that just touches you. And I would say, when you're doing that, I think there's this transcendent thing that happens where you say, what I'm doing, I hope will touch someone else in the same way that I'm feeling it. And so for me, recording, is the most joyful part of the recording experience or of the entertainment industry for me.
I'm impressed. Thank you so much for joining us today on Itali-Echo. SolAce, thank you. And
Glad to
stay
be here.
tuned. Stay all tuned because now we're going to play Better Man and If We Had Love. Thank you.
Thank you.